Hey YouTube, how's it going? I'm going to be doing a walkthrough here on Lords of the Fallen. This would be my first ever walkthrough. And the setup basically that I'm going to be using, I've already got a pretty high level character that I'm going to use. This is basically just to show you how to get through the game and pick up the items that you're going to need. Probably almost every single item in the game, depending on the ending that we end up with. I'm going to try going through the Umbral ending or maybe the Inferno ending. The Umbral ending is the most difficult and it takes the longest to get through the game. And it's got some, secret boss at the end that you got to fight that gives you a special weapon. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start with a pre-upgraded loot. So anything that I get will already be upgraded to the level of my character. So I'm already plus 10 on my weapons and armor, so I'll be getting all 10s as we go through. And then the other one is I'm going to select the no vestige decay, and that will basically take you through the game with all the vestiges already in existence. So if you do minor vestige decay, then there's vestiges that will not be there, and you'll have to do some other things to get through your checkpoints. So we're going to go ahead and start a legacy game. This is a little bit less difficulty than the veteran game. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So as we go through the game, I am not going to be playing the cutscenes. So you'll see this first cutscene here. I'm going to be skipping all these cutscenes, and the NPC dialogue, I'll also be just going through them, not listening to everything that's involved in them. So here's the first cutscene. We're going to go ahead and skip this. And this is our starting point, obviously. And if you started normal, you will get, this is basically your tutorial area. And it kind of shows you, what to do with what buttons and so on. I'm on PS5, so I can guide you as far as that's concerned. So yeah, you'll see dialogue boxes come up as you're going through this part, kind of showing you what you need to do as far as your controllers and the controls that you need to do. So this, I always thought when I first came through here, I wasn't sure how to get through it, but you just roll right through it, and that's it. And if you jump down here first without going across, there's an item that you can pick up. And all the items that you see that I'm picking up are going to be generally the same items that you get. So here we go. We're going to do a jump across this, and then we'll see our first little mage here. Tried to avoid that, but I couldn't. Normally, if you had started, I would suggest starting on a either a Inferno pyromancy guy or a magic guy. Makes the game a little bit easier as your first playthrough. And there's an item right there, as you can see, on that corpse. So we're going to hit that. And you would probably be using a hand, or if you started off as a holy, like I'm using holy right now, and working up to Inferno on my character. So what you want to do is you want to umbral through this gate, because if we go back here, this door, you can't go through it yet. You'll see an umbral block. Basically that eye is blocking that door, so you can't go through. So you have to continue on, and basically what I'm doing is just holding trigger, left trigger on this, to umbral through that passage. Now umbral is basically a different state of the world that you work through to get through the game and its progress. Now you probably would be taking a little damage if you get hit through here. My suggestion is when you see an enemy, just rush them and start wailing on them to get the advantage on them. So we're going to go into full umbral here, and as you can see the bottom right of the screen, that's going to give us an option. So basically I'm going to hit the square button. So now we're on that different plane. So you see how the environment has changed. And we're going to pick up this item. And basically that blue thing that's going around is basically blocking our progress. So we're going to do what it says there, which is L1, L2. No, R1, R2, and L2 to get through that part of it. And now we're just going to keep following the path. There's no other place that you can go. Kill anything that you see on your way through, and that'll give you vigor, which is the point system to upgrade your character, your loot, and so on and so forth. These you can umbral through them as well, kind of give you some extra vigor. And you'll see the your vigor meter go up as you're going through. So we'll just do all these. We don't have to, but I'm just doing it as demonstration purposes. That little item right up there at the top that you see will drop you a saintly quintessence. Basically what that does is you turn this into an NPC when you get to the main hub, and that will increase your vials or your amount of vigor that you can level your character up to. You can go up to 9 in this game. Really can't go any higher than that. So we're starting probably, I'm not sure, I think maybe 3 or 2, I'm not sure. But we want to rush this guy. And then any opportunity that you get to these eggs that are blue where you can highlight, go ahead and hit them. Go ahead and get rid of them, because they will pop up those little peon dudes. That's what I'm going to start calling them, just peon dudes. And if you look at the top right of my screen, there was a counter, and that's telling you how much vigor you're getting. All right, so we'll continue on. And this area is being blocked as well, so, and you wouldn't see that if you were not in umbral, but that's being blocked, so you couldn't get through. What you want to do is you want to release these umbral locks, and as you can see, it's opening that door that we couldn't get through before. It's basically taking that umbral lock off of that door. All right. So from here we'll continue on, and then these, we'll see them all over the world. Basically this takes you out of umbral, so you're back in your normal state, and then we'll just continue on. And you should be getting prompts for this, like this guy right here. This is just basically a kick. It doesn't really kill him, even if he falls all the way down. So I'm just gonna knock him out and get that over with. And now we're going to open the door. And this is our first area. So this is basically a checkpoint or a save point. And you can also use these to fast travel throughout the game. At that point, this point right here, you would probably able to level up your character. So you'd do an upgrade. And my suggestion would be is to level your, either if you're doing a straight build, or if you're doing a radiance build or inferno build, I would do stuff that would help to increase the power of your either your spells or your strength if you're doing, you know, strictly sword build or something like that. So as we go through, we will have our first tutorial boss. You want to pick up any items. So I picked up a journal and the map of this area. I really don't use the maps, there's no reason to. And then this will be our first boss. He's going to die really fast because, like I said, my character is really high level. But you may have some trouble. If you do die to him, you will get a second chance to fight him again. And that'll give you quite a bit of vigor on your first playthrough. So initially, we would go that way, but there's an item over here that's a quest item that you're going to need as we go through the game. So you want to pick this up. There's an item over there, but you can't get through. There's no way to get across, and there's another door that's blocking the path. That'll be opened up way later in the game. Now this next enemy up here, there's a parasite that's basically protecting him. You'll see it, it's blue. It's right next to him right there, and that's protecting him pretty much. So if I hit him, it's not going to cause any damage to him until you've gotten rid of that. And what you want to do is you want to use your lamp basically to get rid of that little parasite. Now we can just freely go up and beat him and grab the item he was protecting. Now here we want to go back into full umbral. So we'll hit the left trigger on PS5 and then the square button. And then there's our first NPC over there. Most of these NPCs have quest lines. We won't be going through all of them. Just whatever's pertinent to the game. We will be going through his. He's the Iron Wayfarer. And we're still in Umbral, so we'll talk to him quickly. Just expend all his dialogue. You'll hear it when he starts repeating himself. And then these we can activate it, but we're not going to rest. Because that'll put us back into the normal state of the game. But there's an what they call a you'll see these throughout the game, and basically you want to go ahead and open those up, listen to the dialogue. You don't have to stay in the area to get what you get at the end, which is that umbral scouring, and then I got a fire ward as well. So we're still in umbral, so we're pretty vulnerable here if you're going through. Here's another exit. We're going to take that. That'll get us out. And then we got one enemy here. Now if you increase the size of the enemies in your playthrough, there'll be more that you'll have to deal with. Here's an ambush guy right here. We're just going to go in and hit him. That way he doesn't get a chance to touch us. And then we've got a couple of items here. Now I said that all my stuff would be pre-upgraded. Those, when you're going through this first portion, none of the things that I'm getting are going to be upgraded loot. We want to get rid of that guy way over there first. So whether you got something to throw at him or you want to just rush, basically avoiding these two guys, you can go right up here, climb up the ladder, rush him, and then kill him as quickly as possible, because he'll just be throwing stuff at you, trying to kill you. And then that's a plunge attack. That'll basically kill the enemy when you do that. And then we have one more item. Now you can be throwing rocks or whatever that you get throughout the game to release those items that are up there on those corpses. This would be your first challenge. You're doing a normal playthrough. This guy right here, I'm just going to call him Freaky Fire Guy. He's basically a knight that shoots fire at you, so you got to be careful when you're around him. So just rush him as much as you can. Otherwise, he will kill you. If you wanted to, you could avoid that guy. Just pass right through. But there's some items that you want to get. So here's another corpse with an item being held there. So we just drop it. And then we'll take this ladder. And then there's these little signs that you can see where you'll know that that's an umbral path. And you can see those little butterflies ahead of me. So we're just going to umbral across. Not going to go into full umbral, but we're just going to umbral across with our lamp. And that kind of builds us a little bridge to get across to this other side. We'll have one enemy here. As soon as you go in, rush him. Knock him out of the way, and then just pick up anything here that he's guarding. Now you should be getting the same loot that I'm getting as we're going through this playthrough. Just real quick, if you look at those skulls that I just picked up, these basically give you vigor. So you can see that those give you 200. So you can use those to upgrade your character as you're going through. Those little red butterfly things that I'm following is basically an enemy has killed another lamp bearer, and what I'm doing is basically going to avenge him. So it's leading right to this guy. This is a tutorial portion, so you want to do a full heart attack. Mine wasn't going to do it because my character, like I said, is really high level. As you can see, I'll show you. My character right now is at 189, so that's pretty high as far as this game is concerned. This is probably the third walkthrough, or not walkthrough, but the third playthrough that I've done, and I'm not going to rest here yet because there's another little portion. You can see it here, and you really have to know where this stuff is. I mean, I've played this game so many times, I know where everything is. So we're going to do a full umbral here, and I'm going to start. I'll just go down. Basically, you just walk down. Some of these you'll have to jump across to get down. Any opportunity, like I said, if you see these with the little blue highlight, here's another one. And basically, I'm just highlighting anything in the area that I see. So that'll be that one, and then we got one more here. Otherwise, if you stay too long in the umbral, these little peon dudes will start coming out, and you'll have to deal with them all. So I came down for that. I popped that belly that was right here. I got that item. And now we're going to go back up the ladder. Or go up the ladder. And we'll drop right back down. And now if you rested, this guy will be here again. So you have to watch out for that. And then so will this guy. So now we're going to continue on. And here's our next checkpoint. So I'm going to go ahead and rest here. And this would probably be another opportunity for you to level up your character. This door will not open right now. That comes later. And then we have another mage over here. Just rush them, get rid of them quickly, and then we'll pop this out. And this will give you a stamina ring. And you want to start equipping any rings that you can as soon as you get them. This area here, I've seen people go through and they just walk in there and they die, and then they're in umbral. That doesn't really matter for this part because you're going to go into umbral anyway to get across this deadly water. So we're going to pick up this. Highlight, do our selecting highlights as we go through. Here's one, so we'll take this one out, and there'll be another item up here on a corpse that we can knock down. All right. So like I said, you should be getting the same items that I'm getting. And then if you want more vigor, you can either hit that or Umbral Lamp that if you wanted to. We're going to exit Umbral here. And knock this pathway. It's basically where we were. That's just the area we went into Umbral down there. And that's basically a shortcut if you wanted to go back and play through that. And there's a guy right here behind this little, these wood planks. So you want to rush these guys and get them out of the way as quickly as possible. There's nothing else down there. That's where we were before. You can see that's where we knocked that item down. So the path naturally goes up. Pick up all your shinies. That gave us a holy ward. And then you can see what those items would do for you, for your character. We want to talk to the Wayfarer again. He gave us a vestige. So I run through all his dialogue, and now we're going to lay a vestige down. So we want to use our lamp, and you can see on the bottom right of my screen, the little triangle is flashing. So we want to just click that, and that'll give us a checkpoint because you've come pretty far, and you don't want to have to go all the way back to that last vestige that we were at. So these are temporary. You can only have one in locations that you go to. So use them wisely. Alright, so we're going to have our first boss fight. And he's going to help us. Now there's these little shinies. We're going to get those afterwards because that fire will burn you, and you don't want to, go in lower health on a boss than you have to. So here's the Iron Wayfarer. He's going to help us out with this fight. Like I said, I am high level, so this first fight is not going to take that long. This will be Pieta. She will be an NPC that will help you gain more sanguinarics, I believe they're called. And you can look at the bottom corner, left corner of my thing. You'll see that cross, and I have 9, so I'm maxed out on my sanguinarics, and you'll be getting those throughout the game. Alright, so we're going to go in. We're going to go ahead and skip the cutscene. And we're going to do some damage to her. So she's going to go through a phase here. I'm going to let it play through some of the phases that she goes through. You want to stay on the side as she goes through the middle of this. She's going to throw down a bunch of swords. You don't want to be in that area when she does that. As you can see, the Wayfarer is doing some damage to her. And we'll just let him do some work. And she will summon up two helpers, basically. I'll wait till she does that. Want to jump away from those. Anytime she does any of her spells, you want to jump away from those. Come on, Iron Wayfarer. Kick some butt. Alright, so now she's going to do what I call the Pietas. And you basically want to stay in the middle now as she does those. Because you can see the swords on the side there. Alright, so we've let her go on long enough. We're going to go ahead and battle her out here. Finish her off. Because she's killed the Iron Wayfarer. But it's always a good idea to bring these NPCs in to help you through the game. We're going to cut the cutscene, quit the cutscene. And now we're going to go into full umbral. You'll see these little butterflies. You always want to activate full umbral when these are around, because a lot of them are part of the quest line. So this is basically Pieta, the one that we just killed. And now we can go back and pick up those items that we missed earlier.
My wishes will not ease your suffering, but I pray my sorcerer does.
So now the fire does not hurt us. And that's not, I don't know if it's in all cases. And you can see that as soon as her dialogue finished over there, we got her remembrance, which basically gives you a chance to get her weapon and her armor and any spells that you might want to use from her. There's our freaky fire guy again. We're just going to take these guys out quick. You'll have to fight through this, especially that guy, this guy right here. He does a lot of damage to you. There's usually a archer here. And our magic spell just basically cleaned everybody out. So right now I'm using my Radiance build. You want to pick up this item, kill this one, and then there's one more item over here that you can pick up. Now if you were going through this without being in Umbral, you would begin to fry. Now we're going to go all the way back to where we fought Pieta, our first boss, and officially start the area of our main hub. So we can get out of Umbral here as soon as we come in. And then instead of going down, we're going to go upstairs because there's a chest up here waiting for us. I don't remember what's in here, but whatever I get, you should get too. So that gives us an unripe berry, which you'll use later as a quest item if we get through that part, if we get that far in this playthrough. So now you just work all your way down, and as soon as you go in here, there'll be a cutscene. And this is basically welcoming us to Skyrest. And I'll go ahead and let this cutscene play through. It's not really dramatic, but it's pretty cool. So there's another vestige area. That's a save point for us for our main hub. And there's the Orion Preacher. This is Dunmire.
Welcome, Dark Crusader.
And we'll skip the rest. There's nothing really left over. So now we're working our way down to where he was. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to exhaust his dialogue. So we'll talk to him.
I have known this one word. My name is the Holy, the Church of the duty of ensuring thee, while this she and her did at least, but now it is to these.
And as soon as you finished his dialogue, his menu will pop up where you can buy stuff from him. So if you started as a basically the same kind of character he is, you would start with this hammer, and if you wanted to dual wield the hammer, you could. So you could grab this pretty good starting weapon, and if you had two of them, you leveled them up all the way. That would get you through a good portion of the game. Here's Pieta. This is our first boss that we just killed. She is now our friend. So we're going to go through all her dialogue.
Forgive me, I'm Pieta. So whether contained with you, should you bring the beak and a dear's fellow chose.
So you'll see where it says upgrade sanguinarics. Basically, you can upgrade there, and that'll give you another vial to drink from to get your health back. As you can see, mine is already max level. And then this is a crystal rebirth. That's to change all your stats if you wanted to be a different type of character. We're going to talk to the captain over here, Captain Stallman. And we're going to do the same thing, just going to run through all the dialogue. And you'll see his items. You see all the items when you first go into these menus. They're all highlighted with these little arrows up on the top right corner. I'm going to go right through them so I know of anything that new has been added to his inventory. I can tell. Now none of the items have those arrows, those little triangles at the top. This is a pilgrim's key. You will get that for free later on, and that does cost quite a bit of vigor, and you don't want to have to spend your money on that because you will get it naturally throughout the game. Now we want to go full umbral here, and we'll talk to Mulhu. You're like, who's Mulhu? Well, here he is. This is the dude. And this guy upgrades your lamp so you can socket your items, and these do different things for each one. You have to kind of look through them and see what works best for you. I'm kind of just you might have one now, I'm not sure. No, I don't think you do, because you still have to grab some other stuff to unlock that ability. This mirror right here, you get 3 glass shards and you fill the mirror back up. You buy an item from Mulhu, and that allows you to change your appearance if you wanted to. Now we're going to go activate this one, and you should be doing an upgrade here, and you should rest as well, and then we'll continue from here and go to our next area. There are a couple of NPCs down here that really aren't very useful. You can talk to them if you want. I'm going to just ignore them and grab this item. This is something that you can purchase, these taints, and there's an armor pieces and some other stuff you can get. These are chunks. These are like the final material items that you can bring your level all the way up to, or your armor up to, your weapons and your armor up to 10, I believe. And then from there we will just proceed out this door, talk to Andreas. He's kind of a pompous asshole. I'll have to edit that out. And here we go.
Not a useless amp like the one I've learned about that. It'll be reckoned with the truth. Of course, my
As
name.
normal, we are just going through all the dialogue until he starts repeating himself.
I hope you cease my offer after all.
Alright, so that's that. And now we'll work our way down the natural progression path. Pick up this item. That, as you can see, I got it's a level 10 already, so that's that would be level 1 for you. And that's actually a pretty good spear to begin with. This is another NPC. You kind of follow his walkthrough as well.
Hello, trust. All I wanted was to him. What's a poor?
He's gonna give me a
I
stick.
gave, but I know it doesn't. It's a hub, but a tree doesn't.
He did, maybe because I already have it. And then here's our next area of interest. So you'll have one soldier, which we'll take out from range. Pop him out, and then there's a guy right there that just came out, was ready to ambush me if you'd gotten too close. If you go behind that, or yeah, he would have pushed you far enough so that you would have died and fallen to your death right there. Alright, so now there's a certain way that I like to go through this area, so I'm going to see what works best in this playthrough, and I'm going to show you where the items are that you need to pick up right away if you want to do special quests. You want to pick this up. That would be a gesture of the Bucket Lord, and you use that gesture to follow his quest. There's another guy right here that would ambush you. So we're going to get out of his way because he will knock you out. Because most people see the shinies and they're like, oh, I got to get that thing. So you come over here, grab the shiny, and he pushes you off the ledge. These guys are not a threat, but I like to kill everything because it's free vigor. And there's one more guy. Just, well, no, he might have moved. There was usually a guy that sits right here, another soldier. And we want to pick this up. Now we just activated it. Everything's going to stay the same for right now. We're not going to rest yet because that'll just respawn all these enemies. That guy, if you have something to throw at him, hit him from here because we want to get him out of the way. And then there's one more soldier and a non-threatening guy over here. Now this was probably a random drop. So I got some trousers. There's one item up this ladder. Grab that. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate full umbral here. So we can grab this. And we're going to let it play through. Because at the end of these, you'll get umbral scarrings, which you can use to buy stuff. And while that's going on, we'll go up the ladder. And there's going to be some little peons up here you need to get rid of right away. And if you just burst your way through here, here's our buddy right here. That's our bucket lord, and what I'm gonna do is, since I've already got his stuff, I'm gonna put it on. It's basically one of these buckets. And I don't know if you have to do this, but I was told you did. We're gonna take off all our armor. And we're gonna use 3 gestures. So it'll be the greeting, the pointing downward, and then this one right here. So that's the one we just picked up outside. So you want to kind of put those on in order to get his quest. And he'll be helping you along. So when we pick this up, that'll give you all the stuff, the bucket that you'll need for this. I'm two-handing it. If you click triangle on the PS5 controller, it'll switch to one-handed. So you can see the shield is in my other hand now. But I'm going to go two-handed on this, and then we're going to do the gestures. If you click on interact now, it's just not going to do anything. So we'll bring our gestures up. We'll do the greeting. We'll do the point down, and then we'll do the bucket lord salute. And then that should have activated his quest. Yep, right there. Pride of the Bucket Lord has been reaffirmed. So we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and basically put on this item here, which is the bucket you get at the end of his quest. That's kind of like the whole point that you're doing that quest for him. Now we're going to, there's a boss down there, but we're not going to grab her yet. And you hear that noise. There's usually an enemy that's spawning, so you got to be careful as you're going through. There's a couple more because we are in umbral, so we're gonna have to deal with them. Pick up an item here. There's another guy, and we're gonna go straight through this. This would be a gate that you'd have to umbral through. So we're gonna grab this belly. Pop the belly, pick up the item, and then we're going to go down. And you don't have to if you don't want to. Oh, I missed an item here. You can take the ladder or you can just roll down. It's not that far of a drop. This is Damaros. We're going to talk to her in a minute as soon as we get these guys out of the way. I think there's another one that just spawned up here somewhere. No, I guess not. So let's talk to her real quick. Exhaust her dialogue.
The clever more often than makes me, I suppose, the threat of, you know.
And you'll be seeing her all throughout different locations through the game.
There's salving, but you won't
Okay,
find
so her dialogue is exhausted. We got one more item we want to grab, and that's this one. And then basically we can't go back up there, so you're forced to go down. So if you take some damage there, you can go ahead and interact with this. Rest. Now instead of going through and fighting that boss, we're going to go through an area that's going to unlock another NPC that we want to get. So if you want to get some extra vigor, kill all those guys, and we'll come back to this area. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, no, we can do it on the way back. So we can jump down. This one will cause you a little bit of damage if you just jump. So if you want to take the ladder, that'd be good. So there's another one of those ambush guys right there. Get him out of the way. This guy is just in the way of this little plank here. We want to jump on these and then jump across. And then this guy has one of those parasites protecting him. So we want to get rid of that. So that's basically left trigger and right bumper to use that. So we get rid of this guy. He's blocking our way. He's kind of just like, hey, what's going on there? And here's another item we can get. A small delirium chunk. Basically that's to upgrade your weapons, your shield, blah, blah, blah. And now we'll take up this ladder. And there's a guy right here that we want to get rid of. And then these guys, extra vigor, like I said, they're non-threatening. But if they do, chance they might knock you off if you're just kind of like AFK. They may knock you off. There's another guy right there. You can see the point of his weapon right at the top there when I'm looking. And he's right behind this. If you come across and you go straight across without checking for him, he will push you off that ledge. So we want to kill him immediately. There's another guy here that comes after us. He's kind of hiding in the corner there. And one more over here. And then another mage. There's an item behind here you want to pick up. That gives you a bell staff. And we'll take the elevator up. Now the last playthrough I did on this one, for some reason it didn't activate the NPC that I wanted to activate up here, but we'll see if it does. So free item here. That's an ammunition satchel that gives you ammunition for your throwables. And I see a lot of people go through this, they see these little butterflies here and they go into Umbra right away. I don't like to do that yet. I wait to get through this area before we even activate that. Because what we want to do here is we want to go half Umbra, basically make your own bridge. And there's a pretty nice strength weapon down at the bottom of this. So you just let go and it'll drop you right there. And that Faithful Bludgeon is a pretty heavy duty weapon to get early on in the game. You probably won't be able to use it until you've leveled up a little bit more. Because it's probably a strength requirement and a holy requirement. So now we want to go into Umbral here, full Umbral, because there's a bridge we want to extend. And you'll have like 3 enemies that come out, little guys right here. And you can see their arms. There's one here, there's one here, and then I think there's another one over here somewhere. You can see the arms sticking out. So we want to activate this and then they'll come out. So we're going to turn around immediately and just start banging on them to get rid of them. And then there's our bridge. This is a Black Reaper. He will activate as soon as we go across that bridge right there. There's an item that you need. It's basically a key. Rush the ferry as soon as you get, because she will start doing shit like that. If you stay long enough in that little whirly thing that she just did, that'll knock you down, cause a little bit of damage. And then see all these little guys start coming out here because we're in umbral. But hey, you know what? It's free vigor. Pick up the items that were there. Now what we want to do is I could fight through these two guys. It's not a big deal. But what you want to do is you run across, grab this as fast as you can. That first Reaper will go down. You want to go past him, and you want to get this as quickly as possible, and that'll take you out of umbral, which is basically out of their realm, and you are no longer. Oh, that last one tried to hit me there. Out of their realm, and they cannot hurt you at that point. Now we're going to grab this item, and then this gate, and that last belly we popped gave us the key. And we're going to umbral through this. So you can see Dunmire has moved. And you want to go through his dialogue.
While the beacon I would have you seek out as proof of, for only can we hope this land is to offer you. Also, they are already conflicted.
So he has nothing new in his inventory yet. So we're going to just go ahead and you can see we're in the same area. We're in the main hub again. So there's Pieta, there's the captain over there. This is a storage. If you want to hang on to some stuff and don't want to sell it or get rid of it, you can throw it in there. Now we're just basically going back the way we came. Once you jump over that, you can't go back through. Now we'll activate this and go into full umbral. We don't have to sit here and listen to this. It'll give us a scouring at the end of the dialogue. And that key we got will open this door. And you can see the dialogue box down on the bottom. And as soon as that ends, you'll see on the right-hand side of the screen, there's our umbral scar. We got 2 of them. People do this differently, so I'm going to go up the stairs here, or the ladder. And there's one of those eyes blocking our way, so we're going to activate that one. And then we're going to go back down the ladder, if I can. There we go. And then we're gonna run up real quick, and this is usually a gate you can umbral through, but since we're already in full umbral, we can grab it, pop this belly, grab that pendant, and you'll have to look in those items to see if they'll help you. They couldn't hurt you, depending on what kind of build you are. We got a chest. Couple of little shinies on the way. We got a full set, and you can start looking through your sets that you're getting along the game to see what will benefit you the most. So like, I'm not wearing anything at all, so if I click on armor, that's my headpiece, and you know, like I said, I've already been through all this. And you can look at the resistances that this armor gives you. So if I go back in and I look at this one's higher level than the one I'm wearing. It gives you resistances to all of those items. So smite, bleed, burn, ignite, frostbite, poison. Alright, so we'll just leave on that helmet and move on. We will, wait a minute, there's a section we need to go that I missed here. To unlock one or more of those locks. And it's right there. And then there's another section over here. You want to come over here to the left. You'll see that. Bringing that stone over. Drop down. There are no enemies in this area. That unlocks that umbral path that was being blocked. So hopefully this will give us the item that we need for that quest that I was talking about earlier. So that just unlocked this. We can pop this belly. Hopefully it gives it to me. And it didn't. So I won't be able to do her quest in this walkthrough, I don't think. Because I don't think I have the searing accusation on me. Let me double check. So she's right up here. It's basically the tortured prisoner. We want to talk to her, and you would be giving her an item here. Yeah, I'm not able to progress her at all now, because for some reason, I don't know if it's bugged or what, it should give me a searing, what you call a searing acquisition. And it's not. That's too bad. Alright, so let's get rid of it. Let's pop that. Let that dialogue go through. There's a door here. Open this door. And basically this is just another shortcut back to your main hub. There's your checkpoint way over there. This is where we came in. Now you want to proceed back through here. There's another door we can go through that's now open because we are in Umbral Land. And here's some items we can pick up. Some more vestige skulls. That gives you points to upgrade your character. And then you want to go back outside, roll off, pick up this item. And this will cause you some damage here. So you may have to use a heal or a brio stone. So we're going to pop this guy off. It's basically the same enemies that were here before. We're just killing them and picking up shinies as they drop them. So here's this guy. Go up, move back, get out of the way. And now we'll have some umbral enemies here that we'll have to deal with. There's one over here. Kill him. There's probably two of them down there on the bottom. And this would take us out of Umbral, but we're going to stay in Umbral for now. And what we want to do is we want to come back down here and kill the mages. Just to be on the safe side. And anything that can hurt you from a distance. These guys I'm not really worried about because they can't hurt you on this next portion we're going to. So now we're going to work our way back. Now if you look at that eye on the top right, there's a little line there. If that line makes it full circle, there'll be an enemy called a Red Reaper that you will not survive. So if you're not near a vestige that you've unlocked, you may have to travel quite a ways to get your vigor back, which, you know, it sucks. Now we go backwards. There's an item here. See all these little areas have little secret items in places that you don't know about. So that's basically 2 upgrade mats for your sword or whatever you want to upgrade. We will continue on. You see a record, that's my recording. So we're at 55. We're going to go ahead and kill this guy from a distance. And I don't know why that's staying up there, but I guess maybe there's a limit. So this may be the end of this episode. We're almost at an hour. And we want to go back across this way and make our way up the arm. Crazy spine arm, whatever this thing is. And that guy just appeared. We'll have a fairy here. That's bothering me that that thing is up there. And then we have one more belly. And that basically clears this whole area out. That picked up a shield there. We jump across. We go down. We can go out of umbral here. And then make our way back down to where we got that last vestige. And that'll be probably another good point to do a character level. Alright, so we got a boss now that we want to kill. You can do your upgrade here. I've already activated that, so we're going to go and kill this boss. We've already talked to Damaros. Her dialogue is done. We'll follow her quest line and get across this way, and basically we're going all the way down this time. Yeah, like I said, you can just roll down. These drops aren't that high. Kill this guy, and we're gonna force our lamp to pop some stuff that's on the other side of that wall. And we'll kill these guys real quick. You can see the Scorched Sister down on the bottom. That's our boss. And our buddy is here helping us. Our Bucket Lord. There he is. Come on, Bucket Lord. Mess her up. Alright, let's get rid of her. We'll go into Umbral and make it a little bit more challenging. And she's gonna fry now. And she's dead. And he does the little Bucket Lord gesture. Yay. And you get her remembrance, or you get, actually she's a mini boss. You want to grab this item for sure. That's another saintly quintessence, which goes towards your level. We're going to go ahead and drop one of these here, and we'll pick it up here on the next episode.